Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today. A few housekeeping items before we begin. For all the attendees, we've placed you on mute for the purpose of today's webinar. And I just wanted to begin by introducing myself. My name is Rajiv Kaushal, and I'm the Client Director here at Delbridge Solutions. We also have Harjot Ghai joining us today, Delbridge Solutions COO.
Hi everyone, this is Harjot Ghai, and looking forward to sharing with you some slides and some insight we have on the future of corporate performance management, as well as a lot of our customers who are joining the webinar today, what the future holds for them if they're using Clarity 7. Good, so just from a quick introduction perspective, as Rajiv mentioned, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Delbridge. And my primary role at Delbridge is managing our professional services team as well as our customer success team. I do also provide oversight to our finance and operation teams as well. Prior to joining Delbridge Solutions and co-founding it actually in 2012, I used to manage professional services as a client director for IBM and manage a lot of the clients that IBM had for Cognos and Clarity in the northeast part of North America. And I joined IBM as part of acquisition, so many of the people on the phone know that I used to actually work at Clarity as well and supported services at Clarity before joining IBM as part of the acquisition. And I do come from a technical background, from an engineering degree, so I've got a lot of expertise in different technologies and an acumen for finance operations as well.
And again, my name is Rajiv Kaushal, and I'm the Client Director. My role at Delbridge is to ensure customer success, to make sure that our clients are happy during the implementation cycle and that they're getting the best service from our team. And a bit about my background. My background is in consulting, and I used to work within the capital market space, implementing trading platform and regulatory solutions for the institutional banks in Canada. And I hold a Bachelor of Commerce and a CPA designation. The agenda for today looks as follows. We're going to provide a brief overview about Delbridge Solutions, talk a little bit about what digital transformation is and how it can help you and your organization. We'll discuss some of the criteria when investing in a CPM, what to look for, what are some of the key success factors that will ensure successful implementation, and how CPM can empower your team. And finally, we'll discuss a bit about how Delbridge can help you using our vendor selection process.
So as mentioned, our company was founded in 2011 with experts from the corporate performance management space. Our company has offices in Canada. We're based in Toronto, but we do have offices in the US and also one in Bucharest, Romania that supports some of our European customers, as well as some clients that we have in North America. We've got over 300 clients across different verticals. We don't just specialize in one particular vertical. So we have consultants and management consultants that specialize in financial services, government, higher ed, healthcare, and so on. So we are not tied to just one particular industry vertical. And we assign consultants on projects based on the industry experience that they have as well. What makes us unique is that we have a strategic reselling and implementation partnership with many of the leading CPM vendors in the market for budgeting, forecasting, and reporting. We have partnerships with CCH Tagetik, Adaptive Insights, Vena, Oracle, IBM Planning Analytics, Profix, Tableau, Exactly, and Microsoft as well. So we do work with many different solutions in the market, the leading solutions in the market, and that's how we help our clients. You know, as you can see from the last bullet point here, we have a proven methodology to help our customers find a solution to replace either their Excel-based process for budgeting or maybe an outdated technology like the Clarity, for example. We have a proven methodology to work with our customers, identify their needs and requirements, and then identify the solutions that we would recommend as a good fit for them based on their requirements. We understand that there is no one solution that fits all requirements. Some solutions are more tailored and more could be more successful for clients based on their unique requirements. So we have a proven methodology for our vendor selection process, and we've helped at least 15 to 20 Clarity customers in the last 3 years convert from Clarity and migrate to a newer CPM solution. So here's a NASCAR slide, that we like to call it, of different of the CPM solutions that we work with. As you can see here, we've worked with some of the leading corporate performance management solutions in the market, and we also work with a lot of BI solutions like Tableau and Qlik as an example, on the analytics side. So when it comes to dashboarding, reporting that you need, outside of the traditional, let's say, budgeting solutions, we do have a lot of expertise in BI type of solutions as well.
So this slide really tries to get across the identification of gaps. And it's really hard to believe that 80% of managerial efforts are still focused on just the collection and aggregation of data, leaving only 20% of your time to focus on analyzing and generating insights. The risk of working and making decisions from out-of-date information or data really means that you don't necessarily have a true picture of your business. The good news is more modern and up-to-date platforms do a significantly better job of providing actionable insights through analytics and KPIs than their legacy counterparts. They use the data stored in your ERP and/or GL systems more effectively, streamlining that redundant process and making things more efficient and effective to use for you and your team. The goal in the end is to convert data into insight into action as accurately and as fast as possible. Digital transformation is about choosing the right technology, obviously, to drive operational efficiencies and reduce costs and generate new insights and information for your business and your department so that you guys can execute in the market more effectively. Enabling a transformation to be successful comes with some obvious challenges. Your team and organization has to buy in before purchasing the CPM. You need to understand what you're trying to address and the objectives and requirements that you have that'll make you successful before you even select a CPM. It's important to take a holistic approach with your team when documenting those requirements and needs. And you want to improve transparency and collaboration. And some of the examples of that might be improving the budgeting cycle, finding a better way to consolidate information, to have improved workflow so that your team can collaborate on certain activities like forecasting and this can be achieved across multiple business units. Corporate performance management has evolved to meet the demands of today, using past and present information more effectively. So what is the actual criteria that you want to consider when selecting a CPM? Well, it's ease of implementation, ease of use, and ease of maintenance. And in fact, that's the most important factor when selecting a CPM. And this was information published by Gartner. And ease of implementation, use, and maintenance actually moved ahead of functional capabilities. But of course, functional capabilities are really important. And those are the task-based capabilities that you want to address when looking at a CPM. Then you want to think about integration. How well does a CPM integrate with your existing ERP? And finally, empowerment. How does a CPM make your team better? What new and additional information and insights are you getting from your CPM that allow you to make decisions more effectively and quickly?
So you'll see here the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Actually, this is the one from the last year, but you'll notice here many of the leading CPM vendors are positioned here by Gartner. We like to show this slide just to emphasize that some of these solutions, Delbridge actually has a lot of experience with. We are partners with these vendors and implement and resell their software as well. But we also wanted to show this slide because just because some vendors here are really high on the Gartner Magic Quadrant doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best fit for you, right? So depending on your requirements, somebody who's lower in the quadrant might be the right solution for you. So this is a good guideline to use from Gartner, but not necessarily, you shouldn't use it necessarily as the baseline to making your decisions.
So just to touch on the number one factor when considering a CPM, ease of implementation. Now, if you're working with an implementation partner or a consulting firm, what they're able to bring is a higher degree of success because of their experience in implementing similar platforms in the past. They can reduce the time to delivery, they can improve efficiency, and they can get the system in your actual environment and within your team much more effectively. They can also provide better training and transfer the knowledge to your team. And finally, they can help you enforce and adopt best practices. In terms of ease of use, it seems somewhat obvious, but the easier the platform is to use, the more likely that your organization will adopt it and your team. It reduces the learning curve. So a simpler platform means that you will be able to embrace it and make it part of your overall processes much more quickly. You also get better access to insights, and the decision-making process really improves. And finally, the ongoing maintenance. Having a simpler cloud-based CPM reduces the total cost of ownership. There's less IT involvement, and it gives you the ability to maintain your environment on your own.
Just to add to that, majority of the implementations that we've been doing in at least the last couple of years, regardless of what vendor we're working with, almost all of them have been cloud-based. So the trend is obviously, companies are moving to the cloud for a CPM solution. I know Clarity customers who are on the line today, they've got an on-premise solution, but almost every new implementation that we do with our partners and vendors that we work with are cloud-based. So that trend is only going to continue to increase, and we see over the next couple of years almost every implementation will be cloud-based.
The functional capabilities, as I had mentioned earlier, are the task-based capabilities that you get from the CPM. So modern CPMs use a data model, and the data model is a multi-dimensional approach to organizing and analyzing the information in your ERP or GL. The speed of analysis is much more efficient, and the data and the calculations are trustworthy. The security and auditability is another function. Data security is obviously paramount for all organizations today. And so making sure that the information you have is safely kept, that individuals who should have access to it are getting access to it, and those that don't are inhibited from doing that, is another key feature. The performance and stability of your environment is really important. You want to work within a system that is safe, reliable, fast, and effective. A stable environment, and making sure that the reporting is timely. And finally, the workflow. Guided process for budgeting and forecasting. What that means is having a defined workflow ensures that everybody is doing the same thing at the same time in the most appropriate way.
And workflow will also allow you, as part of your budgeting process, Rajiv mentioned, it's guided. So you can basically put steps and tasks that you can assign to your end users and holistically see where everybody is in their budgeting process. So you can see holistically who's completed their budget, who hasn't completed it, who's work in progress, what steps in the process have been rejected, which steps in the process have been approved. So we're seeing a lot, in the newer technologies for CPM in the market. Workflow is a key feature that these platforms provide, because it allows you to provide a much guided approach to budgeting than you would have in solutions like an Excel or Clarity as an example.
And in terms of integration, CPM with ERP integration has really improved. Previously, getting access to all of the data and transforming it and loading it into your CPM was somewhat challenging. But with modern CPM, they've really addressed this. And you can take that data and the information and you can manipulate it, slice and dice it, you can load it much in a much more improved fashion. So CPM vendors have really focused on that. They've been listening to their customers, and they understand that this is a necessary item that had to be improved. In terms of how the CPM empowers your team and organization, we've discussed a few items now, and this slide really brings home all of the different factors that make a CPM investment worthwhile. As I had already touched on, decision making improves by having a system that gives you all the data and information that you need, and gives access to your team and management. The technology is much more improved and enhanced. The performance and stability of the environments are better. You can work on higher value activities because the CPM allows you to focus focus on certain tasks that are allow you to generate insights and make more effective decisions from. And the training aspect, a CPM reduces the learning curve that used to exist in much more complicated legacy solutions. The simplicity of the CPMs today allow your team to adopt the system much more quickly. And now I'll just pass this over to Harjot.
So as mentioned earlier in the webinar, Delbridge has a very proven methodology for our vendor selection process. In this process, we help customers find the right CPM solution for their budgeting and forecasting reporting needs based on their unique requirements. As mentioned earlier, there's many CPM products in the market. We partner with the leading ones in the market, and it could become very confusing and daunting for prospects to look at different solutions and identify which one would be the best fit for them. Because we partner as a reseller, as an implementation partner with the leading solutions in the market, we know the strengths and shortcomings of each product, and we also can help identify customers which one we think is the best fit for them. So our process typically will start with an analysis and requirements phase, where we'll sit down with the prospect, understand their business requirements, understand what their key requirements are for a new CPM solution, help them prioritize those requirements. Based on those requirements, we will identify in our second step here, the vendor identification step, we'll identify a short list of the CPM solutions that our prospect should consider and why they should consider those solutions. In our third step, we evaluate those top vendors or shortlisted vendors in a demo, and Delbridge will host and coordinate and facilitate the demos with our solutions that we recommend. And we could also do workshops as part of those demos to make sure that our clients and prospects can get hands-on with the solution before they decide which one's the best for them. And lastly, we'll help our prospects and clients select and work with the vendor that they're choosing for a new CPM solution. At Delbridge, as mentioned earlier, we have a dedicated consulting team for all the products that we service. So depending on the solution you choose, we may also be able to help you with the implementation process as well. In the last slide here as well, we wanted to kind of distinguish why clients choose Delbridge as their implementation partner as they do their digital transformation, as they revamp their CPM solution, why they want to work with us. First and foremost, I think the biggest reason clients want to work with Delbridge is because we're platform agnostic. We're not tied to one vendor. We don't necessarily think that one solution is the best fit for every single client in the market. Because we are platform agnostic, we are uniquely positioned to help customers find the right solution based on their unique requirements. We also have a proven implementation methodology. We've implemented solutions at over 300 customers. Many of our clients are reoccurring clients. They do multiple phases and work with us over the years. So we have a proven methodology to make sure that we follow best practices. And one of the key differentiators for us as well is that we train our clients very early in the implementation. This enables our customers to become self-sufficient much faster. It allows them to be involved in the development cycle with us so that we can coach them as they're developing. And ultimately, this enables them to maintain the system post-go live much easier and be more self-sufficient as they need to. We also are committed to success of our customers as well. For us, commitment, as we put here, is not a buzzword for us. We have different type of engagements with our clients. Some are time and material, some are milestones based. So we're willing to put skin in the game to prove to our customers that we will deliver a successful implementation that that they can maintain as well in terms of a solution. And lastly, as a small boutique company, our biggest way to win new deals are really references. Our clients recommend us, and so do our partners. So if you want to work with Delbridge and want to learn more about our organization, I would strongly suggest you speak with our references and make a decision accordingly as well.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and if you have any other questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us either directly through our email or visit our website at www.delbridge.solutions. Thank you.